So, I mean, here's a little question. So what are some of the threats to pay
You, you,
a Stripe, you
you're
know,
testing me. This is usually your forte, eh? The risks. You usually the risk man.
cryptocurrencies, eh? Bitcoin.
Well. What are you saying that crypto is a risk, Tim? I would argue that it's a growth area. Why do you think? I'm actually interested. I'm going to throw that question back at you. Why do you think crypto is a threat to Stripe?
So I suppose if it bypasses that whole payment infrastructure and network that we spoke about earlier, in being peer to peer, then is there necessarily a need for, well, I suppose on an online system you might actually always need a payment gateway. Um,
Yeah, whether you
I'm
on
actually not.
whether you're on the blockchain or in the legacy financial system. This is the thing. This is what I'm thinking. Um, is that basically I think my thing was when I was thinking about is that they can use crypto and not necessarily like Bitcoin, but like the blockchain as well, which is sort of runs sort of analogously with crypto. They could potentially utilize the blockchain for their own businesses, for their own business and their own payment processing and sort of run their own payments network. I know I'm getting a bit technical and like sort of outlandish here, but just bear with me here. Is that I was just thinking, I don't know, can they not create their own payments network through the blockchain? And so and say you have a scenario in the future where banks, you know, the normal legacy institutional banks are using blockchain, a blockchain of their own, and are using like stable coins to sort of transmit money back and forth. Can they not? Can Stripe not just be on their blockchain, and there's just a whole like one big blockchain that payments go through, and the fees lower, which is a value add for merchants. Um, you could argue that Stripe's business maybe gets hit a bit by because of the lower fees if it does result in that, but maybe not because of they could increase volumes. But I just think they could utilize that whole system and create the new financial system. And I've read I've read also that there are some speculations about that they, because their whole thing is that they're building infrastructure, they're building roads, not cars. They're building the roads between on the internet where money can be transmitted. And I guarantee you that they don't think the legacy financial system is the best that it can be. There's definitely a better way. There's definitely a better version of that. Obviously, and this is the whole debate with crypto, is that you can't just upend the whole financial system, because also people just too many people don't understand the whole space yet. And there's still so much that runs on the legacy financial system. So with that comes regulation, and it's going to be a long time frame. But I think there's definitely space for them to disrupt and use the blockchain, use crypto for that, for this purpose.
Interesting. Very interesting.
Also, another interesting point that I read is that the Collison brothers are big fans of Stellar. And for those crypto enthusiasts listening, is basically, I'm not too familiar with it though, but it is another one of it is another form of cryptocurrency similar to Bitcoin. They've branded themselves as an open network for storing and moving money. And going through the website, the Stellar website, and like all the info here is that it seems a lot. It's a lot like Stripe actually. Um, they've got like they basically got like open source, an open source API where people can build decentralized peer-to-peer, something like asset exchanges or a global payments app, multi-currency, even like a micropayment services. So like if you have a newsletter service, you can build this on top of Stellar and receive and transact with your customers. They even have on their website here designed for developers. So that's also something interesting that maybe Stripe could tap into. The Stellar, maybe utilize the Stellar network and they take their whole business model decentralized. Maybe they run two separate arms of their business, one on the legacy financial system, one on the, this on the blockchain, on a decentralized network. And maybe over time they take their business over from the legacy financial system.
Isn't PayPal now accepting Bitcoin?
Also, yeah. Also,
so I mean,
yeah.
Also a payment gateway. So
exactly. So if you're a user of PayPal, you can now buy and store and trade basically crypto. I don't know if it's I think I'm not sure if it's only Bitcoin, but basically, yeah. So you can do that now. So PayPal's also into that space, which is just showing where it's moving. So look, there's definitely a link. I mean, are you telling me that Square, because if Square and PayPal are in the space, that Stripe aren't going to be? I highly doubt it if we sort of see the things with crypto and blockchain especially play out in the future. I think they could definitely be in that space and be using it. Maybe also another thing is that allowing their merchants to imagine them, like PayPal or Square, tapping into the Bitcoin network and allowing Stripe, allowing their merchants to transact in and transfer peer-to-peer through the Stripe network, Bitcoin and Ethereum or other, maybe Bitcoin. That would be crazy as well. It's just there's a world of possibilities that I definitely
world of opportunities.